participating in this franchise, this festival of democracy, this election in Jammu and Kashmir, which is happening after a gap of 10 years, because after abrogation of Article 370, in fact, before that, the Assembly was in suspension, and post the abrogation of Article 370, the government waited till the time that peace prevails and the situation is conducive to conduct elections in the state. I am told Zeenat Zishan Fazil, our Srinagar Bureau Chief, is joining us live, obviously from Srinagar. And let's cut to her and ask some questions. Zeenat, 46% voter turnout. Historically, is this a good number for Srinagar belt, the central Kashmir region as it is called? And this foreign diplomats delegation, which is visiting Srinagar, have they gone around many polling booths? And if you have interacted with them, are they happy and satisfied that free and fair polling is happening in Jammu and Kashmir?
So, Abhishek, as far as the polling percentage is concerned, definitely in some of the pockets, if we compare with the previous elections, definitely it has gone up. But if you see the downtown Srinagar, where from I am reporting, it is the traditional vote belt of the National Conference, and largely the numbers are the same what it used to be in the past. So whatever the vote that has polled, it seems that it is a traditional and the cadre vote that has been polled once again. But you see, as far as the central Kashmir is, whether it is Budgam, Chari Sharif or Chadora, the number has definitely gone up, because till now it has gone up to the 40%. The bigger aim for the government this time is that to break the previous records, to tell to the world that the peace has prevailed in the Kashmir Valley. In Zadibal also, we have seen, which has usually remained a Shia-dominated belt, the number has increased, where the National Conference in a direct fight with the People's Conference candidate Abid Ansari, and he's also the cousin and the uncle of Imran Ansari, who has been seen as rubbing the shoulders with the BJP power corridors in the Delhi. As far as the Omar Abdullah is concerned, he's trying the luck from both seats, from Budgam as well as the Ganderbal, where the polling percentage has been somewhere around 38% to 42-45%. But again, in those belts, as far as the central Kashmir's Ganderbal is concerned, Omar has many challenges than having a challenge in the Budgam, where definitely the Omar will sail through, because the competition and the people who fray are less prominent on ground compared to what we are seeing from the Ganderbal, where you have the strong candidate from the PDP, Bashir Mir. As far as the other belts like Chadura and Chari Sharif is concerned, from Chari Sharif we see a very veteran leader of the National Conference, Abdullah Rathur, who has been the 3-time MLA also there. Then from the Chadura, we see that the People's Democratic Party candidates has been there ruling for a long time. As far as the downtown Khaniyar constituency is concerned, which has usually been the belt of traditionally the National Conference and the 3-time MLA Ali Mahmud Sagar, who has also been the law minister in Omar Abdullah's time, and he has worked with the Sheikh Abdullah. He is obviously getting the percentage similar what it used to be earlier. So we don't see that much change in the downtown Srinagar as far as the voting pattern is concerned, but definitely a change has come as far as the ST seat in Kangan is concerned, where from the Meher Ali, Mia Meher Ali, who is the son of the parliamentarian from the South Kashmir, Mia Altaf, is, and he is one of the wealthiest, youngest candidate coming from the ST Kangan. When we talk about the delegation that has reached here in the Srinagar, first they visited Central Kashmir's Budgam, and from there they also went around in Srinagar city, moving to the SP College, going to the Chenarbagh, and later also going around the peripheries of the Dal Lake. This tells you that the government of India is quite keen and concerned to show to the world that a democracy has returned, the peace has prevailed, because ultimately the definition of democracy in any book is people's rule. Though the government is trying hard to tell to the world that it is people's rule, and people are exercising their ballot not under the barrel of gun, or there is no shade of the boycott or the militant or terrorist threat at present. represent. So they want to show to the entire world that how the democracy has flourished post abrogation of Article 370, because BJP from the day one has been saying that whatever has happened in the last more than 3 decades in Jammu and Kashmir, for which the Article 370 has been responsible, and by abrogating that, the Kashmir has got some peace and a sense of belonging the Kashmiris have received from the Delhi. But meanwhile, we have also been seeing the Omar Abdullah going and training all guns towards the Delhi, saying that it is more like a guided tour. What kind of tour at present, and why the delegation in this hour is here when the elections are the internal matter of the India, and when the foreign journalists who have applied to cover elections in Jammu and Kashmir, they were denied the permission. But as of now, if you see the bigger, apart from the politics that is being played by the political parties, but the peace has prevailed to an extent that no untoward incident was reported from the Kashmir Valley, because whenever we have seen in the past the elections in Kashmir, either a grenade was heard, the militant threat was there, a shade of Hartal call from the Hurriyat conference, that has completely died down on ground. The people looking for a kind of restoration of democracy, the restoration of their rights, and they want the development on the ground. But now the question is, will they vote for the Modi's Naya Kashmir, for which the BJP is banking the developmental slogan, or they will prefer going to the old age parties, the traditional parties who have been ruling, when the Modi government wants that the people should vote out these dynasty politics, and the dynasty politicians say that they will not allow the BJP to be part of Jammu and Kashmir.
Well, yes, crib or not, the fact is that this is huge participation happening by the people of Jammu and Kashmir, and it's commendable, and that's essentially at the roots of democracy, the voter participation, which nourishes and strengthens democracy. Let's go to Arawat Miraj. He's joining us live again from Srinagar, but from a different location. In fact, I believe, Arawat, from where you are reporting, the foreign diplomats are visiting or have just visited. Okay, he's from Dal Lake, joining us from Dal Lake. And Arawat, are those delegates there from where you are reporting? And if you interacted with them, what's the impression you got about their opinion of this festival of democracy in Kashmir?
Yeah, Abhishek, right now we are standing here inside the Dal Lake, and you can see here in the visuals, these are the exclusive visuals that Republic is showing you from inside the Dal Lake, and you can see here in the visuals that the foreign delegation has arrived at Kashmir this morning. In fact, right now they are interacting with the locals. In fact, they are exchanging the thoughts with each other, and you can see here in the visuals, the festival of democracy is underway inside the Dal Lake, and these are the first visuals that you are watching on the Republic TV. The Republic is the only channel who is reporting inside the Dal Lake, and you can see here in the visuals these foreign delegations have met the people here, and in fact we will also try to speak with them also in some time, but they are quite busy now speaking to the locals. In fact, you can see here in the visuals also, and we have seen from the morning that they have visited multiple locations across the various locations in the Kashmir, and we have seen that they are very impressed with the pink polling station, which is especially for the women to cast their vote. Earlier we have seen that Kashmir has used to be the hub of the violence, but the things have changed on the ground. Now you can see, if my VG can pan camera to from this side, also he can show you the visuals from the 360 degree that the youngsters are taking part in the ballot box. Now earlier these youngsters who used to be the part of the violence, now the things have changed on the ground, and now they believe in the ballot box. Earlier these youngsters used to be the main part of the violence in the Kashmir Valley, but the things have changed. Now the youth of Kashmir wants to development and other jobs related things, and you can see here in the visuals, my VJ Firdos is showing you the visuals from the inside the Dal Lake, and in fact we will try to speak with them also that what's the going on. Hi, what's your name and where from you are?
My name is Lim. I'm from South Korea.
Okay, Okay.
Yeah.
Please tell us about this visit that you came here this morning to Kashmir.
Yeah, I'm part of the delegation that's organized by the Minister of External Affairs. And I arrived this morning, and we've been going around different polling stations, and I must say I'm very impressed. I'm very, very much impressed of how democracy is really at work on the grassroots. And I'm from Korea, and Korea is like India. We're the model democracies of Asia. So as I see what's going on here, I'm really happy to note that India and Korea were like beacons of democracy, and especially here in the middle of the lake. This is amazing. Like you setting up all the equipment here, and the people are lining up to cast their votes. It's incredible. This is really how democracy works, huh?
What you have heard about the Kashmir before the abrogation of Article 370 about the Kashmir, there used to be the hub of the violence and the terror activities, but things have changed on ground. What do you have to say about it?
No, I just, as I said, this is the first time here in this part of India. It's the first time that I set foot here, and I must say I'm very impressed how well organized everything here. The polls and the people, they're really here to make their voices heard by voting, and this is how democracy works. So I'm very impressed, and the care that you've given to make everybody heard, all vote matters, all vote matters, and there's no vote is left behind. You're reaching into even these hamlets. This is impressive. Yeah, this is impressive.
There is a special polling booth for the females, also pink polling station.
Yes. I went to the Gulabi polling station. Yeah, it's pink. The walls are painted, and that was also very impressive. Yes, you have very creative ideas to get people out. Huh? This is very important. So.
What's your message for all of the world across that you are watching on the Republic TV?
For the world. Well, let's just say that, Korea being one of the model democracies of Asia and the world, I'm very happy to say that, India here is to show to the world how democracy works. And Korea and India, we're, both partners in promoting this how democracy works.
Okay, thank you very much for speaking to us. Back to you, studio.
Right, thank you so much, Rawat, with that fantastic interaction with one of those diplomats. This one, I believe, from South Korea, as he mentioned. And now I go to the Jammu side, where Gursimran is reporting live from. I believe he's in Naushera. Gursimran, Ravinder Raina of the BJP contesting from there. Naushera also is one district or one place which could be made a district as per BJP manifesto and promise for the elections. Is that getting reflected in terms of excitement on the ground of the electorate from where you are reporting, Gursimran?
See, that is going to have the impact, at least for this Naushera constituency, from where the BJP state chief Ravinder Raina is contesting the polls. This is a high-stake battle for the BJP because BJP has won this seat in 2014. Once considered as the bastion of the Congress party, this was shifted to the Bharatiya Janata Party when Ravinder Raina, a young, fierce leader, was placed from this constituency in 2014. It was the Ravinder Raina and also the Modi magic that worked in 2014, and BJP won this seat by a thumping margin of 10,000 votes. This time the contest is too close because that time the arch rival was Surinder Chaudhary from the PDP. This time it is also Surinder Chaudhary, but from the National Conference and the Congress Alliance. The vote of the alliance, that is the core vote, plus the Surinder Chaudhary's own vote that comes from the Jat community, that is going to have the impact, and that is why it is considered as one of the close contests. If we speak of the present vote percentage in the Rajouri district, the voting percentage has already surpassed this 62% mark. Overall, if we speak of the Jammu and Kashmir, it has already surpassed 50% polling by 4 p.m. That is what we are picking up. The next bulletin by the Election Commission of India will be released by 5:35. That is what the Election Commission is saying, and they are hopeful that by then, except the Srinagar districts, all the districts will be somewhere close to 50 to 60%. The overall percentage is also expected to rise up from the first phase of polling, that is 61.13%, that was recorded on 18th of September, when when Jammu and Kashmir has gone for the polls in the 24 assembly constituencies, 16 in the Kashmir Valley and 8 in the Jammu region. In the Jammu region, if we speak of the Poonch, Riyasi and Rajouri, the overall percentage of the voting is somewhere 62 to 63%, which is considered as good, but the officials say that they expect it to cross the 70% mark. Abhishek.
All right, Gursimran, good participation in the Jammu side, in Nowshera also. And while we stay with the story, but come out of Jammu and Kashmir and to national capital, where while voting is underway on the ground there in the Union Territory, the Election Commission of India is monitoring the situation closely from a control room here in New Delhi at its headquarters. Earlier, our correspondent Harsha Chandwani got an access to the control room and have a look through her on how exactly that festival of democracy in Jammu and Kashmir is being closely watched for being free and fair at the Election Commission headquarters in New Delhi.
The second phase of polling is underway in Jammu Kashmir as the 26 constituencies in 6 districts are polling today for the second phase. In the first phase, the recorded polling was 61.13%, but right now we are in the control room of Election Commission of India. These are all the officials which are monitoring how the situation at polling booths is right now all across Jammu and Kashmir, where the polling is taking place today in 26 constituencies in 6 districts, 3 in Jammu and 3 in Kashmir. Right now, I'll ask my camera person Hitesh to also show you the live monitoring, how the live monitoring is taking place here. Each and every booth is being monitored here, that how the polling is taking place, and also this is the first time assembly poll is happening in the restive region after the scrapping of the statehood and the special status in Jammu and Kashmir.
All right, moving out of that, but still staying with Jammu and Kashmir, Omar Abdullah, while campaigning, has launched a critique against the Congress, claiming, interestingly, that the party has failed to deliver on its promises for Jammu. In terms of campaigning, at least, Abdullah argues that the Congress has not made the expected progress in the region. Let's listen into exactly what he said, because Congress happens to be an ally of the National Conference in the Union Territory. Listen in.
Good. I hope that after Rahul is done campaigning in 1 or 2 seats in Kashmir, he focuses in Jammu. Ultimately, what the Congress does in Kashmir is not that important. What the Congress does in Jammu is important. And unfortunately, Congress hasn't done as much in the plains of Jammu as we would expect them to do. The lion's share of the seats that the alliance gave in Jammu was to the Congress party. Yet the Congress's campaign in Jammu is yet to begin, and there are only 5 days of campaigning. So I hope that after Rahul is done campaigning on this 1 seat in the valley, the Congress focuses all its attention in the plains of Jammu.